Shoka, Latu, and because then he had the twin brothers. They were really good football players. Nathan and.
I usually delete those.
What was that?
I don't remember the brothers as much
On
as.
my.
Nathan, it wasn't, Nathan's not the football player, the other one is.
I thought both of them are on.
No, because I use highlight that.
Not on the professional team.
It's my family calendar. It's at
Yeah,
house
nice
and
kids, they were
Everybody's
twins, they were.
color coordinated
Nice job.
Hi.
I did sprint into the chamber office the other day. I said, what the hell is Lappy doing now?
I'm in and out all the dang time. I'd love to just sit and do like office stuff, but I'm always like, here, get the other.
Oh, yeah.
Ready?
Ready?
Kind of nice.
Recipe.
Call to order the regular meeting of Independent School District 695, Chisholm, Minnesota. Noah, can you perform a roll call, please?
Director Ron Sutter,
Here.
Director Lappy,
Here.
Director Raha,
Here.
Director Rice,
Here.
Director Karati Simon, Chair Casey.
Here, thank you. Next on our agenda is public comment. Mr. Belusma.
Thank you. Can't see with these, can't see without. Chairman Casey and school directors and Superintendent Perkovich. That's hard to get used to all that. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak this afternoon. My name is Bob Beluzzo, and I was born and raised in Chisholm. And I followed statewide testing results for quite some time, particularly since 2021. And each year I've come before the board and expressed my feelings and my concerns about how important statewide testing is and how important I believe it is to be competitive. And I've compared the scores of Chisholm students with those of students from 8 neighboring districts and with the average from the state of Minnesota. Over the years, I've presented you with graphs and charts and tables and show each year that Chisholm is at the bottom of the barrel in math, in reading, and in science. And I've asked that you please address the issue, but nothing seems to ever improve. A couple of weeks ago, the Minnesota Department of Education released 2025 school report card. That report card comes out each year around Labor Day and includes information on the percentage of students who are proficient in math and reading. This year, the science test was changed and those results won't be out until, I believe it's later in October. So all we have to go by is math and reading. All of the information that I have and that I'm presenting to you came from the MDE website, most of it right from that school report card. So without getting into detail, I will tell you that the Chisholm School District scored even worse than last year. When compared with the 8 neighboring districts that I've used in the past, we were at the bottom in both math and reading and well below the state average and have the absolute worst attendance rate in the area. A couple of examples. In 2025, 25% of Chisholm students met the state standard in math. 40% met the standard in reading. That downward trend has been continuous for the past 5 years, and that downward trend will continue unless significant and meaningful change is implemented. The problem is not going to fix itself. I took a look specifically at the performance of Chisholm's secondary students. That's even worse. Less than 15% of those students met the standard in math, and 36% met the standard in reading. Only 58% of the secondary students have regular attendance. And regular attendance is defined as attending at least 90% of the time. So if my math, my calculations are correct, the reverse of that is that 42% of the secondary students in Chisholm missed more than 17 days of school last year. Wow. The graduation rate at Chisholm last year was almost 85%. But when considering how poor the rest of the data is for Chisholm Secondary, I have to wonder if we're graduating a lot of students with insufficient skills in math and reading and haven't learned the value of showing up regularly. The 8 districts that I compared Chisholm with are in no particular order. Are Mountain Iron Buell. Mountain Iron and Buell consolidated in 1985. Rockridge, that was a consolidation with Virginia and Evelyn Gilbert in 2020. Evelyn Gilbert had previously consolidated in 1993. Nashwauk-Keewatin, they consolidated back in 1962. Wasabi East District is a consolidation between Aurora and Bowabic, and that took place in 1991. St. Louis County was a series of consolidations of small schools. Most recently, they consolidated with Babbitt and Tower Sedan in 1993. Grand Rapids Area School District is comprised of a huge amount of real estate, taking in surrounding communities like Cohasset and Big Fork. And kudos, by the way, to Grand Rapids. They had the highest percentage of students meeting the standard in both math and reading among the districts that I compared in 2025. And they also have the second highest attendance rate. It's only one piece of data, but I think it's good evidence to show that the attendance rate and academic achievement go hand in hand. Greenway is a district comprised of several smaller communities, including Coleraine, Bovee, Taconite, Marble, Calumet, Pangilly, and others. Those communities consolidated their schools many years ago. Of the districts that I've been looking at, that leaves Hibbing and of course Chisholm. We're 6 miles apart and seemingly good educational partners. However, because of the stubbornness and misguided pride, we won't even engage in meaningful discussions about consolidation. Because of our parochial views, it's the students and the taxpayers who are paying a big price. You've had no consistency or continuity in your superintendent's position or other key administrative positions for the past several years. Nobody's accountable for the district's condition. Nobody's accountable for the test scores that I'm telling you about. However, ultimately, you are responsible for it. The buck stops here with you. All that said, I know that Superintendent Perkovich will make a tremendous effort to turn around the academic disaster that she inherited. If it's possible to be turned around, I believe she can do it. However, she will need your full support, as well as that of staff, students, and community. She will need all the stakeholders to take a fresh look at what's transpired in the past and be willing to make changes for the betterment of students and education in the future. No easy task. I encourage everyone to give her that support and to make the changes that we all deserve. Thank you.
Thank you,
Any
Mr.
questions?
Your scores are based upon the MCAs, I'm
Yes.
assuming.
Yes,
Tests that they don't have to take,
correct,
tests that don't count for grades.
correct. Tests that are taken all across the state by students,
Yep.
tests by
I
districts
understand that.
that are encountering the same issues
That
that we
doesn't
have.
take into account that Hibbing, actually, our district next door, cut off all talks with us about cooperative classes together.
I'm not talking about cooperative
No,
craft
no,
classes.
you're talking about consolidation.
Yes, I am. Consolidate or shared classes don't work for students. We've
We
been
don't
through
know
that
that.
many times, so. Okay.
We don't know that.
You don't know that? Well, I know that.
In this day and age, with all due respect, Mr. Beluzzo, in this day and age with telecommuting and things like that, I truly believe there is that possibility
Okay.
for those to go.
I hope it improves things.
So, thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, recognition of guests and visitors, Jordan from Ingenza.
Good evening, everyone. I just got quick update tonight. I don't think we have really any big hot button issues. Just a reminder, last month we talked about the project balance, additional projects and stuff like that. So just on the progress of that, we did meet, we did get a good priority list, and we did get some direction moving forward. So we're working towards that. So things are moving forward since last month. Yeah, happy to report that. Since last month, I think Lisa's really come on board and gotten really engaged with the construction project. So I think things are going really well there. I think she's really grasping that, and I think, I think she's been a great fit for what we're trying to do, and she's doing a really good job getting up to speed behind the scenes and the stuff that you guys aren't seeing. So I just wanted to point that out. That being said, couple things. We'll just start with the budget. I have a copy of the budget summary there. Not a whole lot of change. Part of what we talked about and one of the priorities is we'll evaluate the FF&E in the future, the furniture, fixtures, and equipment type deals for the project. One change that I did make and I felt confident in doing is that last month I had been showing under line 2 of FF&E, the playground, I had that funded by FF&E, and we had our balance reduced to approximately $600,000 and some odd dollars. We did pull money in from the overall extra dollars in the project to fund that, to keep the FF&E budget whole. Lisa's been taking a lot of charge and meeting with FF&E, and we've been looking at it, and I think the consensus is that's a place where we need to spend some money. It's really important to the district, and we're gonna allocate some dollars there. Those amount of dollars are not really messing a whole lot with the overall project fund. So that's the one major change that I made. Other than that, I've just updated the cost today. Pay apps went out Friday to Noah and Lisa for this last month's round. So this does reflect that. So really that's all I've done. Our project balance, instead of 3.3, now shows a 3.1, and that's really just showing we're funding the playground out of that. So that's pretty much it on the budget. I mean, overall, it's still a healthy project budget, and we've talked about what to do with the other funds, and I think we're staying really good to have a plan in place and direction. So any questions on anything I've covered so far?
Directors? Any questions?
Okay, so maybe more so on the construction side of things. I know the one big question and probably the big topic around is the pool right now. So I just wanted to give an update on where that sits. We did add the new Soresco unit, which runs the pool, the whole pool area. With that, it was installed. We did have startup out. There was a little bit of misunderstanding from the startup guys as far as why it wasn't started up. We've worked through that. What the reality is that a piece on that unit came damaged. And so because we don't have that piece on there, they cannot do the full startup. That being said, there's two pieces. The pool boiler that we added heats the pool. The Soresco unit uses some of the heat from the pool to reheat the area and does all the dehumidification. So right now, we do have the existing air relief vent open, so that's helping with making sure we don't get too much humidity in the building to actually cause any damage or anything. The pool boiler is on and running. I think they started up officially Friday, and it's been getting like 2 degrees a day steadily. So we're very close. What we need is that Soresco unit running so that not only can we continually keep the humidity down, but we can also reheat the area with some of that pool oil, or with some of that pool heat, the way it's designed to run. So on that actual piece that is broken, I don't have 100% certainty when it's going to show up, but so what I did receive today is that it did ship today. We will get the tracking numbers and the tracking information tomorrow. Then we'll understand when it's going to get here and get the startup guys scheduled to get it going. That being said, the pool is heated. We are looking into some options as far as, can we run that space? Can we use that space as is? I don't have 100% vetted out answer on that yet, but we are working on that, knowing that the missing part could show up tomorrow and it wouldn't even be a topic of discussion. But essentially, we could turn up the heat on the boiler and make sure that pool water is warmer. I don't want to use the word hot, because it's not gonna be the point where it's gonna burn anyone, but that could be an option, to warm up the pool a little bit more, help keep that space warm and let us use it. I'm not 100% confident in that at that point, but that's kind of where it all sits. So I know we're very close. This is kind of one of those things that unforeseen where you don't know what's gonna happen, but this is probably the one thing that did happen. I will keep Lisa informed on that, and we'll do everything that we can to make sure that we get it as soon as we possibly can. So I expect, unfortunately, it's Monday. I expect to know a lot more tomorrow. I will know a heck of a lot more by Wednesday. So unfortunately, that's the best update I can give, but we are working on it. So any questions on the pool that I didn't really address?
Nothing.
Okay. Otherwise, on construction, we successfully had the high school opened up for school to start on time. Everything went well there. There was always a mad rush at the end. There is on every project, but we got through it. We weathered the storm. Things are progressing along in the remodel area. We should have wood doors here sometime next week. We've got carpeting in and stuff like that. So things are continuing to progress. I'm happy with where they're at. On the addition itself, I think last time I was here, I said we're pretty darn close to bid schedule. We're still maintaining. The big piece, which you can see now if you've been around the site, is asphalt paving is all done. We weren't sure when exactly that was gonna hit, but it hit, it got done. So all of our asphalt is done for the year, I believe. 99% of our site concrete is done for the year. Those are really the big stuff that we needed going into winter. And the building's enclosed for the most part. Other than we have some temp doors and temp openings that we don't want to put finished product in to damage it. And then inside the building, we've been evaluating schedule and talking with contractors. And I think we're looking good to get this thing turned over early in the year, or end of this year, actually. Talking with Lisa, we know we have the tall task at hand of figuring out food, logistics, all that stuff. I think Lisa's talked to the kitchen vendor and they have a plan in place already for how we're gonna be able to continue to provide meals to the district. So we just continue to plan and get ready for the move over that's gonna come. So everything's really going according to plan as best as it can. The budget's tracking well, and things are pretty good in our world. So just wanted to come and give you guys an update tonight. That's what I have. Are there any questions that anyone has for me?
Directors, anything? Jordan, I know we were having some issues over on the west side of the building with door security. Do you know if that had been taken care of?
West side of the building.
I believe.
Door 10. The alley doors.
Yeah, the
and
alley
alarm
doors.
systems.
I don't know anything about it off the top of
I
my
believe
head.
they called the alarm company and it was an alarm company issue and they took care of it.
All right, I wasn't sure if it was
It's not construction.
construction or not, so. Any other questions for Jordan?
Do you have an update at all about FF&E timelines? I know it sounds like when we met with them, they weren't really sure they could get us our desks and chairs by the end of the year. They were thinking more January. Are we still kind of hearing that same number?
I believe that's accurate. I haven't heard any new updates since then. I know part of it is getting the order finalized and submitted, which I think we're very close to ready to do. So, yeah, I don't have any update other than that's pretty much what the last I've heard is.
Okay, thank you, Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Moving on to item 4, motion to approve the agenda. Before we get going, I would like to entertain removing under administrative business the second reading of policy 806. Superintendent would like a little more time to address some of the issues in there. And also under personnel, item E would be adding the para education for special ed.
I'll make the motion with those additions and changes.
Motion by Director Randasada,
I'll support.
support by Director Raha. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5, moving on, we have no reports tonight. Item 6, motion to approve the consent agenda. These are the minutes of the August 25th, 2025 regular meeting, minutes of the August 25th, 2025 special meeting, payrolls for the month of August 2025 in the amount of $525,556.09, and accounts payable month-end reports for August 2025 in the amount of $2,645,395.07.
I'll support.
Motion by Director Randasada, support by Director Lappy. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7, under personnel, motion to approve the hire of Sam Barabee as the elementary secretary and community ed assistant.
I'll motion.
Motion by Director Raha,
Support.
support by Director Lappy. Any discussion?
Should I bring that up now? I mean,
Uh,
that is a union position.
Yep, we'll bring it up on the.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I know that Ms. Barabee has started already, or
She's
kind of.
still just in training.
Yeah,
No, so
in
she's
training,
being paid as her normal.
That's
pay rate.
what
Yeah.
I meant to say.
Effective tomorrow, pending board approval, she would move to the union.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed?
Do you need to do a higher
Time.
time?
She's already in the union, so she's already got a hire.
Yeah, she's already.
So,
got
okay,
her date.
just
Yeah.
double checking.
Thank you, though. I appreciate that. Opposed? Motion carries. Item B, motion to approve the leave of absence for Sam Barabee from local union 536.
This is the one I don't feel that she needs to do that because she's already in the union. She will have a position if she doesn't cut it in this job and she wants to go back, she can. If
So it should actually maybe be a leave of absence
She-
from her para position.
No, she doesn't have to do any of it.
She needs it.
Okay.
There was some discussion previously with the current elementary secretary, thinking that she may not have been in the bargaining unit, but she is also in there, so I think this is a non-issue.
Yeah, it's a non-issue because she's in the,
So we will disregard and move on. Item C, motion to approve the contract for long-term substitute. This is for the art teacher, there's a .4 position. And this was going to be filled by Ms. Benchina.
And so her hire was approved the last time, the contract wasn't on here, so this is the approval of the actual contract and not the hire that was approved at the last one.
Entertain a motion.
I'll motion.
Motion by Director Raha,
support.
support by Director Rice. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item D, motion to approve Brady Bames' request to enroll in undergrad classes through the University of Oregon.
So made.
Motion by Director Lappy,
Support.
support by Director Rice. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item E, the hiring of Tony Madich, I want to say Mandarich, but I know that's not right, as a paraprofessional in special education.
I'll motion.
Madich. Thank you. Motion by Director Raha,
Support.
support by Director Lappy. Any discussion? I do know that we had some new students coming in requiring one-on-one. Are we up to speed on all?
We are still short one additional para. We've had 14 new enrollments at the high school since the first day of school. And 10 of those have come in on an IEP or a 504, so there's a significant uptick.
Nice. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8, administrative business. Motion to approve the contract for athletic training services with Big Stone Therapies for the 2025-2026 school year as presented.
All motion.
I'll support.
Motion by Director Raha, support by Director Rhonda Sauter. And Big Stone has been providing these services for a few years for us. We do appreciate it. And it's not just to get into the game for free.
No, they stay busy.
Yeah, they do stay busy. Any other discussion? Well, actually, do they come into the school at all? Okay,
If somebody gets hurt, they do.
Right, I mean, they'll come into the practices after school. They have, I believe it's an hour a week contract, in addition to some different things.
okay.
Not during the school.
Hearing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. This is the second reading of policies looking for approval. I will go through each policy, its number and its general meaning. Policy 155, outside agencies supporting schools. Policy 201, legal status of the school board. Policy 202, school board officers. Policy 203, operation of the school board governing rules. Policy 203.2, order of the regular school board meeting. Policy 203.5, school board meeting agenda. Policy 203.6, consent agendas. Policy 506, student discipline. Our next reading will be at the next meeting. That takes care of administrative business. At this point, item 9, we have any discussion by the board members? I just want to say that this is our first meeting since school's in session. As far as we know, first day went well. I did stop in at both the elementary and the Von Steffens route. Just to kind of wish our teachers well this year and a good year. Got to meet some of the students, some of the new students too, so I always appreciate that when we can do that.
Under discussion, Lisa and I were chatting. There's a topic coming up in a neighboring district on their board meeting. I would like to have the board support in directing Lisa to set up a collaboration meeting with Hibbing, with our collaboration committee, superintendent and AD.
Okay, let's put that on the next agenda, because I think that it's important enough that all board members, we should see where our, what's the word I'm looking for? Our desires, there we go, our desires lie.
And the other thing is it'll give time to form an agenda. What are we gonna discuss?
Right.
The chair's right, it's good to do the meeting. I'm in full support of that. Let's give superintendents and whoever time to develop something here that we can have an actual discussion upon. So, yeah, good idea.
I concur. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll move on to item 10, information. And you'll see in your packets IRRB letter highlighting the important financial support Chisholm School District has received and Chisholm Community Foundation thank you letter. And I would personally like to thank the IRRR and the Community Foundation for all their support throughout the years. And I know that Community Foundation has given a lot to this district over the years. Continue to support them also. Any other information? The superintendent, no.
No, I was just going.
I
got nothing right now.
The Chisholm Kiwanis Club is having their annual Kids Day on Thursday from 4 to 7. So everybody's welcome to come for free family fun. When is it? On Thursday at the Museum Mining.
So I had a couple things that I wanted to make sure that I shared with the board, and I had the opportunity as well, similar to prior Superintendent Beluzzo. I have reviewed the MCA data and I've reviewed our attendance data, and while they are a snapshot in time, they really are a snapshot in time, and we have other tests like STAR or FastBridge or CAPTI to look at real time, right now, what's happening. I too do share a concern. As a parent and as a superintendent, when we look at academics and attendance within the district, we absolutely cannot settle for less than state average. We really need to take some time and dig in. Now, I can't answer quite yet the reasons why. We have some bright students. The vast majority of them are taking the test. I did look into that number, but for some reason, the effort putting forth on those exams is maybe not where we need it to be. And so we have to figure out how to raise that pride a little bit and make the kids understand that how they perform is a reflection on their entire district, and that it kind of takes us as a team and a family to come back together. If we really want to boost recruitment and we really want to be the best that we can be, we do have to look at this information, and we have to look a little bit more deeply than maybe we have in the past. So I am committed to looking at that. But again, it is just one snapshot in time, and we can't tell you if it's related to a special ed population quite yet. We can't tell you if it's related to poverty status quite yet. I don't have all of that information, but those are all questions that we do need to answer as we move forward.
Absolutely. There are a number of variables that are related to test scores, not just here in Chisholm, but in all the communities, even the ones Mr. Beluzzo is doing his test study from. And can we help superintendents staying 18 months to 24 months? No, we can't. And that's.
Well, I mean, you can.
That's a choice they as a superintendent makes, so, and,
Well, and if you need some from us, all you gotta do is ask.
Yeah.
Because we will do, whatever we can to help in any way.
I think the important thing is just saying that this data is real and that this data isn't something to just ignore is really the first step, that we do have to look at data. Is it always right? And by that I mean a snapshot in time doesn't necessarily define a child by any means, and I will stand on that forever. But the data is here, and so it's important that we're telling our teachers, we're telling our kids, we're telling our families that this data is important and that we do need to take a deeper dive.
So I have a question about the attendance part. So when they look at the attendance, is that kids missing for sports? Is that,
Great question.
I mean, because.
It is not. So let's just use the high school data, for example. The high school data statistic does say that only 58% of our students are attending school 90% or more. We are seeing a large percentage of our students not coming to school. Now, we do at the high school code all school excused, whether you're in Check and Connect, North Homes, you went to see a special ed case manager, you went to see your counselor, you went to football, you went to soccer, it doesn't matter, those all get an S code. In-school suspension, out-of-school suspension, those are also considered as present. So these absences are truthfully absences not in class, not in the building where
What
they're
about
supposed to
medical
be.
excuses?
That is included, medical exams are included, so we do have to take a peek at how much is medical, how much is not. That I don't have the answer on yet.
I'm kind of surprised when we launched that attendance initiative last year, and I thought, this is gonna be the difference. We have the tools like Check and Connect, and they're great at what they do, and it was a little alarming for me to hear that statistic.
Especially because the reports given to us said that our attendance was up drastically.
And there's a couple reasons for that. So your attendance pilot, the one that Ryan Bennett does through the Northeast Service Co-op, that primarily in year one focused on the Von Steffens route and the Chisholm Elementary, not the high school. Did we see our numbers go up? Yes, they're at 70 and 71%, which is significantly higher than your 58. This year in year two is when she was allowed to bring on the high school, so we're hoping that we'll start to see a change as that plays through as well. Some of it is not clean data, and that's just truthful. There is a lot of times that Ryan might call and say, hey, Noah was marked absent or Shelley was marked absent, and they're like, oh, they were here. And so it's incorrect attendance reporting. And again, it goes back to, we can only use the data if it's clean data. So the first step is, let's make sure our data is clean. So that is 58 or is 58-69 and we just weren't reporting it. We don't know. And there's no way to go back to last year and find out, so we just have to do it right this year.
Yeah, and I can attest to some of what you're stating, Ms. Rice might not be at the beginning of class, so they get marked absent. Well, they come in 15 minutes later with an excused note. Instructor is in the middle of a lesson plan or whatever and forgets to change it.
Right. Yep.
And I'm not saying that happens a lot, but it can happen.
Well, and you look at the elementary, they take attendance one time in the morning and one time in the afternoon. And you're a high school teacher, you have 48 minutes and you're taking attendance every hour. So it's easy to get in that routine and sometimes miss those kids that are coming in. It's just figuring out how do we address that to make sure that we don't want to fix a problem that's not a problem, right? So first we've got to identify whether this is actual data that's usable.
My other thing is, and as a parent, I'm gonna say, like, I'll call my kid in and say they're sick because they're sick. Do I bring them to the doctor every single time? No, because 99% of the time you're not getting into the doctor, or I'm bringing them into the emergency room and we're sitting there for the entire school day waiting to be seen. So, and those
medical
are
would only
probably,
be a doctor's note.
Right.
That, yeah.
so there's, some parents are truthful when they call in and say their kids are sick, and some I get aren't, but I can tell you, I don't bring my kid in for every single medical thing, and
Well, and I
We don't
honestly
have
believe
good
that
medical appearance.
attendance it is so important for our faculty, the staff, to make sure they do that. Because, and that's always that was a problem when I was working here. And it's like, and I think accountability, do you know what I mean? If it doesn't, it just doesn't matter. If there's no consequence, there's no, I just feel that everybody has to do their part in order to get that going. Cause for me, when somebody's holding me accountable, I certainly do work a lot harder at making sure that what I'm supposed to be doing, that I'm doing. So I feel like that has been always an issue, but hopefully, yeah.
I had one question, and I've never thought of this until today. We have a ton of kids PSEO. Does that count towards the attendance?
That does not. If they are not supposed to be in
the
class,
building?
then no, it does not count towards it.
Okay.
Good question, good question.
I know that Carla had introduced new curriculum last year, which I was hopeful, that for math and reading especially that. And maybe it'll take a couple of years, but it seems like we're not just sitting here on our hands. Do you know what I mean? Like it was like exciting to hear this information, like, hey, I got a plan, this is what we're gonna do.
Well, I was
It does
told
take time,
last year when you're implementing new ways of teaching, because I had meetings in this building because of a situation that I personally was in with my child. I was told by higher up staff that it takes 5 years to know if that actually is going to work. So what we implemented last year, we're not gonna know until they graduate if it actually works. Depending on what grade level they're in. So,
There is one way to know, and that is to look at the test scores of the same group of students from one year to the next. We should be seeing the same percentage of students be able to pass or higher. We should not see a massive implementation dip. Sometimes you see implementation dips, but it shouldn't be severe, if the curriculum is going to issue.
This is kind of on a whole different subject, but, what about for the new staff and everybody who've come in, is everybody updated on where they're supposed to be, if there's a crisis? I mean, obviously, we don't like to talk about it, but, there was a terrible crisis, that happened. And I'm sure many, many parents thought about that when they brought their kids to school. And cause I remember we used to do all these crisis things and all these, and I'm glad that you pulled that, because I do think it's something that has to be discussed. But I'm just wanting to make sure that staff, like teachers, everybody, new ones, they all know what they're supposed to be doing, where they're supposed to go. Cause we talked about that one time about having, a buddy, somebody, being a mentor toward the new staff, and then, to just explain where everything is. And then I know this year is a little bit different just because of, it's gonna be a little chaotic, but I just, that stuff worries me.
So I can appreciate that for sure. I know that our principals have talked to all of their staff. I know we have fire drills starting as early as this week. So we are using the plans that were in place last year. So that's the current plans that are there. That being said, because we do have 2 new principals, a new superintendent, a new chief of police, we want to get our team together and review it as a whole group to make sure that we're not missing something, especially, the parking lot used to be a place that people go. Now we have an alternate location this year, but is that the best location? Who came up with that location? Is it the safest? We want to make sure that everything is done accurately, so.
Right, and we do have a safety committee as well. I mean, they maybe should be a part of that. I don't know, but, I just wanna be sure that.
100%. So, just in a couple of things, like we really want to assure the community, if you're watching, if we have any watchers, that we really have already dug into this crisis plan this year. We've looked at it, we've made sure that it is meeting the needs, we've made sure that we have the secure entries, we've made sure that we know where our evacuation routes are, we've made sure that those that need some type of handicap evacuation have had extra training in those evac chairs and things like that. We have taken care of all of that to start the year. That being said, the reason why it's pulled is just to make sure that all the people that are responsible for the safety of everybody in this building have the opportunity to make sure we're all on the same page. Absolutely. So, with that note, whether you're thinking about safety, whether you're thinking about attendance, it's important that the families can call us, and be honest. I don't want a family to call us and say, my daughter's not coming to school because she's sick, and then hear that you're going to the mall. Just tell me you're going to the mall and I'll just mark it unexcused and we'll just move on. But we've got to be honest with each other, because we can't fix what's happening until there's honesty that's happening back and forth. So don't feel like you have to lie to us as a school district. Tell us what is really happening and we'll work with you as we move forward. On happier notes, because these have kind of been drab ones. If you're on social media, we put out a video today.
Did I share it?
We put out a video. We worked with Ingenza to put together a social media video, kind of as the construction is going through there. So try to get that out, trying to build a little bit of excitement. The gym rendition is going to be the next thing that we post out, but you heard it here first. We have confirmed with both the Minnesota State High School League and the National Federation of High School Teachers, or High School Sports, that all of our gyms are Minnesota State High School League playable size, including the 2 that are inside the 1. So if you have heard that we have built gyms that are too small, that rumor can go away. That is a myth busted. We have fixed that. I have it in writing from the Minnesota State High School League that we are fine. So we will be putting that rendition out of what that is in just about a week. So that's some exciting stuff. If you're a board member or a faculty member or a community member who's oddly interested in the construction and you want to see a construction site, we also have worked with Ingenza during October board meetings. So what's that, like the 13th and 27th, I believe? We are going to be publishing soon where you can call in, sign up for guided tours through the construction. So that will be open to anybody in the general community that's interested in coming on tours. I do know that they're gonna reach back out to the board and ask if any of them would like to lead any of those tours. So if that's
I'd be
something
happy
you're
to.
interested in doing, that's something to kind of get on your notes. Last thing, for kind of looking at finances and moving forward, I just wanted you to know that I did just submit on Friday a grant for $50,000. It is for security upgrades, so it covers anything like our ballistic glass that we're putting in for crisis safety, our secure entries, any of these new things that are going in there, up to $50,000. So Noah and I and Joe worked together to make sure that that grant was submitted on time. And there's another grant due on the 17th that we'll be submitting as well, and that one is for $75,000 and can help offset the cost for any of the single-user restrooms in the new build as well. So keep your fingers crossed that there's about $125,000 and we're.
Are they matching grants? Do we have?
They are not matching grants. No, they are not matching grants. And then the last thing that I have, if you don't know, it's School Board Appreciation Month.
Huh, I don't know.
So we're hoping that somebody says, nice job to all of you this month. But if not, we'll do something bigger for you at the next meeting. But thank you for everything that you do. I know it's a thankless job sometimes, but we thank you for doing it. That's all I've got for you.
Any other discussion, directors? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll support.
Motion by Director Raha, supported by Director Renda Sauter. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Time is 5:37.
Hey, Noah, I'm leaving these for you. You want to just email them?
Email you?
Well, you can just email them back to me. So I have
See you
them.
on Wednesday, Lisa?
Yes.
I have to get to set.
I am going
Yep.
to the giving board meeting on Wednesday.
All right.
Can we sign this? Please?
What that discussion is.
I have my pens now.
We're not in.
Just use hand sanitizer, that's all.
Laura, are we off?
Yep, no, we're still recording.
Oh.